Oh, hi there. My name is Monticha Somponwarachai. I am your instructor for um, ECO 202, Principles of Macroeconomics. I apologize that we got to meet this way because I have a family emergency that prevents me from going back to the US. So I am right now in Thailand taking care of some urgent family business, my mom and everything. So, well, the first 2 weeks of our class then is going to be pretty much you are watching the video online that I will be putting on Canvas and complete the tasks, required tasks for this class. So again, I apologize that it got to be this way for the first 2 weeks. I will get back to the United States on September 9th, and we will resume our class on September 12th on Tuesday. So I will be meeting with you then, and I'm looking forward to meeting all of you. All right, but we're just gonna pretend this is, the first time that we meet each other. Sorry. And we're just going to go through the syllabus and I will give you the instructions of what to do for the first 2 weeks so that you'll be, not missing anything. All right, so let's get started. I hope you all got the syllabus that by this time you should receive the syllabus via email, which, I have it open right here. So let's see the first page. Highlighting my offices. I do have offices in both campuses, like Oxford and Hamilton campus. So in Hamilton, I will be located in University Hall, room 114, and I will hold office hours on Tuesday and Thursday from 3:15 to 4:15. In Oxford, it will be Tuesday and Thursdays as well, from 11:30 to 12:45. But the room will be in a Farmer School Business School, and it will be a shared office. So if your schedule doesn't fit with these office hours and you really need to talk with me, feel free to make an appointment. I will be more than happy to meet with you. Next thing here is the cost objectives. Well, you can read this on your own, but generally, we would like to train our student who taking any economic classes to be more able to think critically. So the assignments and participation in class will be kind of testing you whether you can really think critically and so on. Okay, we're also going to be incorporating a lot of writing skills and computer, usage in terms of finishing online homework and interacting kind of assignments online. All right. So macroeconomics, when we look at the whole course objectives, they're generally just a few things. Okay. The first part for this class, we will do a general economics kind of principle, which is more like a microeconomics. You will learn about the definition and how economic problem is solved, what would be the principle that we use and the tools that we use to solve economic problems. And then after the review of microeconomics, then we will get into, introduction of macroeconomics. We will learn all those indicators that we use in assessing the health of the economy, right? The GDP, unemployment rate, and the inflation rate. Those are three important variables in macroeconomics. So once we learn how to calculate and how to conduct and calculate all of these variables, then we learn how to use them. Okay, answering the questions: what are the goals for the government or the country to achieve, right, in terms of macroeconomy. And those three goals are, standard of living, improve and maintain. And we use the GDP to assess whether the country is improving over time. And then we look at, the cost of living, which we can use the inflation rate and the Consumer Price Index to talk about it. And we look at the business cycle, the short-run fluctuations in the economy. So we then use the unemployment rate together with other indicators to see, when the economy is in a recession or in expansion, and so on. So then after that, we kind of look at the whole kind of long-run macroeconomy. An economy experiences long-term growth rate and so on. So we learn a little bit about growth theory. And then we deviate from that point and see how we put all these things together, how the economy work together, as a whole nation, and how the different markets works together. When I talk about market, now it means the input market, the output market, and the financial market. And we're going to put them all together and see how the policy, fiscal policy and monetary policies that will affect the health of the economy. Okay, so generally we learn all of this in 15 weeks. And many of these terms might be very new to you, so it's okay. And, we're going to help each other along the way. A lot of assignments designed to help you learn and apply what you learn in class to the real world example. So come down to the reading. Right here, the book that we'll be using in this class is a second edition of the Principles of Macroeconomics by Matier and Kopak. So I have the ISBN right there in the syllabus. You can buy this from our eCampus bookstore, or you can buy this directly from Norton, the publisher. Okay, so the link is right there. So I really expect you to read the book. The book has a very easy way of explaining the concept, and a lot of insight that they do a very good job explaining those as well. All right, now a few people asked if you can use the first edition of this textbook. I have no opposition whatsoever, but there's a catch. We will use what we call inquisitive, if you see on the second page right here. This comes with a new book. Your access code comes with a new book, and you will need an access code to register for this inquisitive to complete this assignment online on Norton website. So now, if you chose to buy the first edition, then you need to buy this inquisitive access card or access code separately. And I think it's about $20-ish. All right. So that's right there, the course requirements. There are several things that you need to complete in order to earn your points, okay? So let's take a look at Canvas here. I'm going to go back and forth between the syllabus and the Canvas. So our Canvas website, when you look into it, it's going to go by chapter, right? Chapter 1 to whatever chapters that we're going to be doing in this class. And each chapter, you will see several things, very similar format. First, you will see the PowerPoint lecture, okay? It's labeled like Chapter 1 lecture, Chapter 2 lecture, and so on. And then skip this one for a moment. Then you will see a version of this lecture in a PDF format. But this version is going to be a little bit fewer words. In other words, I have left some blank space so that you can write out a definition and how to calculate things. So it's good for you to print it off and then bring to class and help you take notes, okay? And then there are some requirements that we're going to go through now. All right, let's take a look. The first one, 15% of your course grade comes from the inquisitive assignments. So inquisitive assignments, this is the step that you're going to be following. If you miss anything from my lecture today, you can just follow this step on our syllabus to get access to this inquisitive. So I say log on to your class Canvas, right? So now Canvas is on. And then I want you to go to inquisitive for chapter 1 right here. Once you click on it, Okay, it's going to say load inquisitive into a new window. Click on it again. So it will link to a Norton website. Okay, and because I have the instructor access, you will see something like this. But the first time you get into inquisitive, you're gonna get into this type of page, and then you can just register. Okay, you register if you already have an access code, and you can register and use the access code. If you don't have it yet, you can sign up for free trial for 14 days, or you can just have your card and pay for it right there. Okay, all right, so once you get on to the inquisitive, you're gonna see this page, and at the bottom, maybe it's on the top, it depends on how you enlarge your window. You wouldn't see this green badge. It says connected to a LMS. This is important because everything that you do on inquisitive will be linked directly to our gradebook on Canvas. So it's important to make sure that you see the green badges right here. Okay, so inquisitive is really cool. I really liked it, and it helps you learn economics in a very insightful kind of way of learning. Okay, so here's the thing. It's more like a game like. I'm going to show you a little bit how it looks like and what to expect when you get into this inquisitive. So we're going to take a look at this one, try this activity. So you're going to hear some music coming out. If you don't like it, you just turn the volume off when you do this on your own, okay? All right, so each chapter, what you will see is there are going to be 2 requirements for each chapter. First, the number of questions, and second, the score, the target score. For example, this chapter 1, 5 Foundations of Economics, you must get at least 15 questions correct and get the point at least 1100 points. So once you meet these 2 requirements, then you will get 100% on these chapter inquisitive points. Okay, 100%. Right? So let's take a look. What does it mean? Why there are 2 separate things? Let's get started. Starting answering questions. So when you look at this one, you will see, bottom down here, it will ask you how confident you are answering these questions. If you are really confident and you know the stuff, right? You already listened to the lecture or come to class, right? So you want to show that, yeah, I know it. I got this, right? I got this. So I'm going to get 100 points out of this one, okay? So let's see. The question asks, which of the following elements in societies are required for economic studies? So let's see the first one. A system of government. What do you think? Is it required for economic study? Let's say I don't know. I think it's not. Oh, I got it correct, right? So it said, and it has a little bit of explanation right there. Second, standardized medium of exchange. That is money. Do we need that to study economics? I don't think so. Okay, that's correct. Resources in limited supply, that's a must because we have limited amount of resources. So this is why we need to make sure that we allocate the resources the right way, best way possible. People with wants and need, definitely. This is why it's never enough, right? It's never been enough. So see, I'm doing well, right? So this one, decision about how to allocate resources, actually that is the correct answer, right? Is the very important element for economic study. But I'm just going to put it on the wrong side. Let's put it right here. Let's see how that's going to work. Oh no, that is incorrect. So when it's incorrect, it's going to ask you to try again, and then you put it right there. Okay, so here we go. See, because I got one answer wrong, I made a mistake. So instead of getting 100 points, I only got 50 points. Okay, I only got 50 points. Now I can keep going. Okay, so this is the very first video for our first day of class. I'm going to continue on to the second video. We'll see you in the second video.